time for the May 2022 DC solicitations. This is all the books that are going to be released in May, as announced yesterday at the time of recording, and we're going to get into it. A couple of interesting new things in there. Like I said, I've not looked at the solicits themselves yet, but I saw a few of the new things sort of spread around on Twitter. So let's dive in and discover as we go. First up, Batman issue 123. This is part 5 of Shadow War. Are you laughing at 123?
I think I am.
Because that's the order the numbers usually go in.
Yes, I know, but still, just Batman 123 sounds like a new kids book. You know,
is it like you have a Batman ABC alongside it?
Yeah,
on the numbers and the letters.
We got Shadow War Part 6 with Deathstroke Inc. issue 9. Then we got Part 7 with Robin issue 14. And then we got Shadow War Omega issue 1 to wrap up the crossover event.
And it leads directly into DC's next big summer event, which...
Jesus.
That's what it says at the end of the solicit text there. And that doesn't fill me with excitement after a, 9-part?
Yeah.
Well, actually, I don't know if the alpha is part 1 or if that's like a 0 part. And then this is part... So I don't know if
so
this is part
10 would make sense, right? Because then that's two trades and one big trade. So...
Well, because Robin was part 7 and then Omega, so I don't know if this is part 8 or if this is,
right.
if Alpha was part 1, or if that was like a 0 essentially. So
yeah,
this is either 8 or 9 parts.
Part of me gets a little bit, tired of it just playing the one thing. The other part of me is that's what comics said when I first started reading them. So I don't know if I enjoy it or if it's just the nostalgia.
Does this just mean it's going to have some leads into Dark Crisis? Is that all it's talking about? Because if it's just Dark Crisis,
so. It's Williamson.
That's not a big deal though. If it's because we already know about Dark Crisis. If it's another summer event, then I'll have more of a problem with it.
I'm not having a concern about announcing another event. That wasn't. It was just more. I'm already okay, this is a lot of books. I'm not really reading Deathstroke Inc., so I've got to pick up that. There's these Alpha and Omega issues, and then. I'm concerned now that the end of it is just going to feel like, it's just prelude to the next event that I'm not excited for.
I get that, but I trust Williamson at this point. Just like Incarnate only being a prequel to Dark Crisis, notwithstanding, he's pretty good at telling the story where it needs to be. So I'll reserve judgment. If Shadow War is a complete and total mess, then yeah, that's gonna tamper my expectations.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. There's also Shadow War Zone issue 1, which has got stories in it by Williamson, Ed Brisson, Stephanie Phillips, and Nadia Shamus. And this is basically a collection of stories sort of showing how the Shadow War has impacted the DCU. There's a Talia al Ghul story, Black Canary, Fox is in there. So this seems to be a companion one-shot to go alongside Shadow War, but I imagine it's probably not 100% necessary, if I was to make a guess.
Yeah. New villain Angel Breaker, though, so it'll sell because speculators.
Yeah.
Angel Breaker.
Yeah. I mean, it's written by Williamson, Brisson, Stephanie Phillip, and Nadia Shamas.
Yeah, so I'm assuming they'll each do a story, but I could be wrong. Yeah.
So, I'll end up picking this up because it's still Williamson.
Yeah. Just given the length, which it's about annual sized, or just a bit bigger than that even. I suspect it'll probably just be a set of stories. So, next up we got Batman Fortress issue 1 by Gary Whitta.
Wow.
And art by Derek Robertson. Do you know what's so weird about Gary Whitta is that I actually know him as someone who does a gaming podcast, and I only just found out this past week or two that he was one of the writers on Rogue One. I'm what the hell?
Yeah, he was the original writer on it. I think he's written for some games as well, though. He wrote, I believe, the Walking Dead Telltale games that were generally quite well regarded for their writing.
The artist on here, Derek Robertson, CBR made a big boo-boo and credited him as Robert Derrickson, and he has taken this and ran with it on Twitter. It's very funny.
I like him. I follow him on Twitter. I like him as a personality. I'm not a huge fan of that. He's the guy who did the Boys, right? Yeah. Which I don't love. I think he did that Hellblazer mini with Tom Taylor a couple of years back.
That sounds right.
That we tried the first issue of. Like it's not.
I
It's
don't
not to my
remember
tastes,
thinking
generally
the art in
speaking.
that was bad though.
It's not bad. It's just not to my tastes as a rule, which kind of dampens my personal excitement for this book. But I'll probably try anyway because I tend to like Gary Whitta.
It's a new miniseries though, so I'll read the solicit text here. So it's an 8-issue series. When an unknown alien ship enters Earth's atmosphere, disrupting global power and communications and plunging the planet into chaos, the world is left wondering, where is Superman when he is needed most? In the mysterious absence of the last one of Krypton, Batman must rally the rest of the Justice League to counter the alien threat. But first, he must quell a crime wave on the blacked out streets of Gotham. What's weird about this is there's already like a Black Label book right now about Gotham not having power, which is really funny to me that this is also happening.
But that doesn't have an alien invasion happening.
I'm really enjoying that other book though, so this has got some shoes to fill. But I mean, I'm not a fan of Rogue One, so, but I have no idea what his writing's like in a comic book, and I have no idea what he's like writing Batman.
So I'm not sure anyone really knows what his writing's like on Rogue One, given
because I was gonna say,
mess
from what
that
I
happened.
understand, his draft was a little bit different. It was a little bit more Star Wars and less bleak, which I like because again, as his episodes of Rebels, I enjoyed, and they're very Star Warsy.
I hope it sounds like a fun enough premise. You know, I mean, admittedly, more Bat books is always something that you can roll your eyes at because DC are going to sell a lot of Bat books, but
as long as they keep selling, they're going to keep making them. And
I mean, I can't argue there's a supply and demand thing going on with it. So, Batman 2022 Annual Issue 1, notably not by Williamson. This is Ed Brisson writing this with John Timms on art. So
still following on though from the Abyss stuff. It's kind of dealing in the aftermath of that.
Yeah, notably we got Clown Hunter on the cover as well as Ghostmaker. So he's really
out.
They're really using those Tynan creations in this. I mean, Matt says he's out. Are you actually out?
Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Depends on that week.
Oh, he's definitely not out.
Matt likes to throw his mouth
I never
around.
went back and read the last Batman annual, which is the end of that Ghostmaker story. So
Yeah,
well,
but
none of us did.
That was tied to the Ghostmaker story. This is, yes, it features Ghostmaker and Clown Hunter, but this is more directly set in the aftermath of the story that we're currently reading.
Now, if it was Williamson and these characters I don't care for, then I'd be like, oh, I'm gonna read it. This being Ed Brisson could just be superfluous.
It could be. It very well could be.
It could, yeah.
Yes. So that's that. We got Batman One Dark Knight Issue 3. Speaking of the book with the power outage plotline.
I love this cover because he looks like an absolute madman.
Yeah, so this is issue 3 of 3 coming out in May. So I assume that means issue 2 is like this month or next month? Next month, maybe?
God knows with these books.
But yeah, I really liked issue 1, so I'm looking forward to issue 2. So we got Flashpoint Beyond issue 2, because I know we're all excited to see what this crazy thing is.
And issue 3 and issue 4.
Oh, and issue 3, that's right. I forgot this was coming out quickly.
Every 2 weeks.
Yeah. So you got issues 2, 3, and 4 all in there. And then we got The Flash, The Fastest Man Alive, issue 2. This is the Ken Porter and Jon Faraya story. So, I forgot it was Faraya. I'm excited to see Faraya's art again.
Didn't remember that at all, and now I'm suddenly more interested because his art's good.
Yeah, you know, it's just a 3-issue mini. Yeah. It's a Barry story, and we're getting Wally in the main book right now. So I mean, there's reasons to be interested.
Is this the one that was tied to the movies?
I don't think so.
Next up, we got Action Comics 2022 Annual Issue 1. So I guess obviously with 2 annuals so far, that tells me there's a 5th Tuesday in May. So this is Kennedy Johnson along with Cy Spurrier on this book with Dale Eaglesham and Ian Churchill on the art. I have to say, that first Action Comics cover I'm not super into.
I see what you did there.
The Francavilla one.
Yeah, I dig it.
Yeah, I'm a big fan.
I don't know, there's something weird about the Superman's face in that one. I'm just not super into. And I like Francavilla's art, typically.
It's very Kirby-esque on here with the colors and the dots.
I like the other cover, the more painted looking one.
Well, yeah, I mean, That's classic Superman
Yeah,
play. I mean, that's the cover of
that Francavilla one is one of my favorite covers that we've seen yet in these solicits.
no, I like it.
I like Frankville art usually quite a bit. Not in love with that cover though. But hey, that's what it is. Aquaman Andromeda issue 1. So here's one of the juicy new books that I saw shared on Twitter. This is Ram V doing an Aquaman Black Label book with art by Christian Ward.
Who's also pretty great.
Yeah, I'll read the description for this since it's a new Black Label book. I mean, maybe not the whole thing. There's usually some fluff at the end, but... Deep in the Pacific Ocean, at the farthest possible distance from any land, sits Point Nemo, the spaceship graveyard. Since the dawn of the space race, the nations of the world have sent their crafts there on splashdown to sink beneath the silent seas. But there is something else at Point Nemo, a structure never made by human hands, and that structure seems to be waking up. The crew of the experimental submarine Andromeda, powered by a mysterious black hole drive, have been chosen to investigate the mystery, but they aren't the only ones pursuing it. Anything of value beneath the ocean is of value to the master pirate Black Manta, and anything that attracts Black Manta attracts Arthur Curry, his lifelong foe, the Aquaman. I'll stop there. This sounds fun. This
seems pulpy as hell.
It's bringing a cosmic horror sensibility to the world of Aquaman. There's a quote there that I'm like, yes, I'm in.
Typically speaking, whenever you mix Aquaman with horror, I tend to like the results because aquatic horror is something we don't get enough of just in general.
Yeah, considering how much of the Earth is covered by water.
Yeah.
No, I dig that. Obviously, Ram V's been doing great stuff, but you take Aquaman horror and then you add in this extra kind of submarines going to investigate a mystery kind of angle, and I'm all about it.
Were you reading Aquaman when Cullen Bunn had? I think it was Cullen Bunn had like those 3 issues, and it felt like they were building to Aquaman versus Cthulhu.
Just
and
right near the end of the
book.
New 52 before Abnett took over.
I think so. Yeah. I think I read that.
Oh man, it was been a while, they were teasing all sorts of Lovecraftian stuff, and then it just creative differences, and he left. So very very sad. But yeah, I've never thought of Black Manta as a pirate, but I mean
he definitely is a pirate.
He kind of is.
No, I know, but like I think of him as a supervillain first, pirate second, right? Like, so for them to call him a master pirate here, I was like, yes, let's lay it all the way into that.
Next up, we got Earth Prime Legends of Tomorrow issue 3, which is obviously nothing particularly notable. It's a TV show tie-in, but
except it says "Hold on to your Beebos."
I was just going to say the first line of the solicit text is "Hold on to your Beebos," which I do appreciate. So there's that. Earth Prime Stargirl issue 4 again. One of these TV tie-in things. Then we have the one we knew about from last week or 2 weeks ago, the Jurassic League issue 1. With Daniel Warren Jordan and Juan Gideon writing with art by Jean Gideon. So, yes. I mean, what can you say? It's the Justice League, or at least the Trinity as dinosaurs. And
they're all dinosaurs. Everyone's dinosaurs.
Man,
it's going to be fantastic.
Gets us so wrong. Because we talked about it last time that the bat dinosaur is not a Tyrannosaurus. It's an Allosaurus. But here... they say a Tyrannosaurus Rex dons the visage of a bat to strike fear into evildoers' hearts. I was like, guys, come on. So writing these solicits, get it together.
There's sometimes where you can tell the solicits are being written by corporate, and other times where they're being sent by the creators.
Right.
This was a corporate solicit for sure.
Next up, we got Anubia, the Coronation Special issue 1. This is a one-shot. I presume this is coming out of the events of Trial of the Amazons and is setting up wherever Nubia is going next.
I would say, given that the first line is after the events of Trial of the Amazons, I'm going to say yes.
Yes.
Man, all those covers look good. Let's click through all of them.
Yeah, it's actually quite nice covers. I'm not as keen on the black and white one at the end, but
yeah, that's still pretty okay.
I do like the first one they're showing, which I'm assuming is the David Mack one, because I love that.
Yeah, the splashes of color. Yeah, I really like that stuff. So that is cool. I mean, maybe if I do end up reading all of Trial of the Amazons, and I'm not sure if I am yet, but if I do end up reading it all, maybe I'll read this if I'm into it enough. But yeah, this is another big one shot. I assume this is out on the. Oh no, it's not in the 5th week. This is out on it's the first week of the month. All right, fair enough. But hey, so you got that. DC versus Vampires Hunters issue 1. What is this little? This is a one shot. By
yeah.
Matthew Rosenberg writing, Neil Gouge on the art. A blood-soaked one-shot tale of vampire violence. The son of Batman, after years of training to be an assassin, is on a path toward utter destruction of the vampire race. Enter Damian Wayne, Vampire Hunter. So is this like just like something they've thought up whilst they've been scripting?
Probably.
I think so.
Yeah, because obviously we knew that Tynion had done like the first like the plot of the series.
And it's notably he's not connected to this, and this doesn't even seem like it's in the same continuity. Weirdly, because this kind of just feels like, let's take that premise and just do a Damian issue.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
You want to see Damian Wayne fight vampires? Yes, here you go.
I mean, it's not even oversized, so it's actually an easy, it's a cheaper book, and it's it's just a regular size book, so it's not.
I assume, assuming you've been enjoying that main book, probably going to want to pick this up.
Mm-hmm.
I imagine I'll enjoy it for what it is. Yeah. Next up, here's another big new book that I saw on Twitter. Danger Street issue 1. This is a new Tom King book with Jorge Fornes, and it is it's basically pulling in a lot of weird characters into a premise. So this is a 12-issue prestige Tom King book, Black Label. Here's the solicit text. Joining the Justice League is a goal for any superhero, but what happens when a quest for membership takes a sinister turn? Join Starman, Metamorpho, and Warlord as they look to prove themselves worthy by summoning and defeating Darkseid in battle. Soon they'll learn that calling upon a new god never ends well, and their world is headed for a crisis as a result. The journey to save the day will be treacherous one filled with princesses, knights, and all kinds of monsters. Each person the heroes encounter plays a crucial role in sprawling yet gripping narrative that is a little bit silly, a whole lot dark, and completely cool. Expect the unexpected with a supporting cast featuring Manhunter, Lady Cop, the Green Team, and the Creeper. I mean,
yeah,
not mentioned anywhere in that text, but clearly Dr. Fate is on the cover.
It's a very nice cover as well.
They're just trying to go, hey, you want to read a Tom King book, right? To me. Like they're desperate for me to try.
Sure, yeah, that's what they were thinking, just a Connor when they were trying to build this.
I think they were, because nothing else there. Like, sure, I could probably just skip this. And then they throw Dr. Fate on the cover. I'm like, damn it, maybe I need to check it out.
Yeah.
This is the sort of thing where like King's just earned enough cred with these series now. I don't care who's in it.
Yep.
It's just I'm in.
Well, this feels like it was made just for me. Like all these obscure characters, and he's been posting like old covers of like the Green Team, which is a team of kid billionaires, and Lady Cop, which of course is a lady that's also a cop. And it's just like he's going through the archives and just almost like he challenged himself. Like, give me a bunch of obscure characters and I will make a story out of it. And he's always been teasing like his dream scenario for the Justice League, and he had put up like these action figures, and one of them was Starman, but it's the alien one. Prince Gavin? I think I'm looking at right now. So yeah, just completely weird.
And the variant's Dr. Fate as well, taking off the helmet. So yeah, definitely some Dr. Fate in here. I mean, I love the cover. I'm all for Tom King taking these smaller, obscure characters, and I mean, obviously, some are more obscure than others, but I'm all for him taking them and sort of like giving them these prestige platforms where like this may become the definitive version of some of these for a lot of people because they're in like a prestige story. So
yeah, it's again for me, his here at the end, it's like a multi-layered crime drama, which tells me, okay, this is Tom King doing Tom King, right? Means it's hard to want to read it now for me. I get like for his audience, like you guys, like that's like okay, perfect.
I mean, and this is Fornes. This is the Rorschach team.
They had me at King and Fornes. I didn't even care what else it was about. Like I didn't even know what the full story was about until right now.
This could be a Jason Todd book, and me and Matt would be all in anyway.
No, I get it. I get the appeal. Like, if you're into to King, and Fornes obviously is fantastic. I have nothing bad to say about Fornes. I want to make that clear.
That's not what Connor said before we started recording. Called him a chump.
I mean, he might be a bit of a chump. Who knows?
Said his art was
I didn't say that.
that of barely a Tom King level. That's what he said.
I am on record praising Fornes multiple times. I'm fine. But yeah. Yeah, I mean, we'll see if I try it or not. See how busy it is the week it comes out. Or basically, if I'm at work that week and I'm not on the show, the chances of me catching up after are very slim.
Next up, we got Blood Syndicate Season 1, Issue 1 by Jeffrey Thorne, art by Chris Cross and John Castro. So this is a Maelstrom book, I assume?
Yeah, it looks like.
Yeah, okay. I can't say I'll probably try, especially since Thorne's done Green Lantern, which I have dropped.
I saw the first time on Twitter people not liking Green Lantern outside of us. So, yeah, it feels nice to know it's not just us.
Well, I think it's more damning that there's just very a few people even talking about it. Never mind saying they don't like it. Yeah, Duel Issue 1 by Greg Pak, which I do love Greg Pak as a writer, so that name sticks out here. Art by Koi Pham and Scott Hanna. This is another Milestone new book.
Yeah, I think the interesting thing for me is they're calling it Earth M for Milestone stuff now.
It's interesting.
As of this book, so kind of going, hey, no, this is just where all this stuff exists.
And that's cool. I like that in the multiverse you can do something like that. You know?
Yeah. It's introducing 2 thrilling new superheroes in the body of one. That's where the title comes from.
So very, very Firestorm, very Shazam.
So
but yeah.
see. Then it's telling us about the Static Season 1 hardcover. So obviously that stuff's starting to be collected now, which is nice. And then of course we have stuff we knew about, which is Justice League Road to Dark Crisis Issue 1, the one shot leading into the event, which we didn't know about. That's coming.
Did we know there was that many stories, like that much, big teams on this?
I mean, I think we knew it was going to be like a collection of stories.
Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know if we know the exact list of names, but yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, but these are all big names, right? Not big names, but these are like the main names writing current books. You have your Williamsons, Jeremy Adams, Brandon Thomas, Chuck Brown, who that one's not ringing a bell, unless that's the Black Manta writer. Stephanie Phillips and Philip Kennedy Johnson all writing. I hate when they do this with the artists, when they just add Adam and more. Yeah. Because then I can't try to pair them, you know? So
I think sometimes because it's a lot of shorter stories, they don't necessarily have them locked down yet. So
right. That could be too.
They still haven't done it yet. But yeah, you got the Flash writer in there, you got the Superman, the Action, I should say, writer in there. So yeah, there's obviously people who are tied to stuff that's going on that are contributing.
Brandon Thomas, is he the one that's been doing...
He's been doing the Teen Titans Academy.
That's Tim Sheridan, isn't it?
Oh, that's right.
He's the Aquaman and Aqualad.
That's right, right, yeah. He's the Aqua Coroner of the world, yeah. Okay. And then, of course, Dark Crisis Free Comic Day Special as well, which we knew about. Yeah, makes sense.
Interesting to see Wonder Girl on there.
Yeah, well, it's got, and also as the other Batman, what's his, Tim Fox.
Oh, yeah.
There. So.
Yeah. Well, when we talked about the idea of legacy, it's the idea that this is like 3 new versions of the Trinity, and we talked about the other covers when we talked about this either last week or the week before. So very cool. And then we have Galaxy the Prettiest Star, Free Comic Day Special Edition. I assume this is a tease for one of those young adult graphic novels that they're doing.
It is,
yeah. And similar vein, DC League of Super Pets Free Comic Day Special. It makes sense. A lot of the free stuff is appealing to the younger audience to try and hook them in.
It does, and this one is obviously an excerpt for a graphic novel as well. But the graphic novel is a sequel to the upcoming
movie.
Yeah.
And this is written by Heath Corson, who did that Bizarro book that I really love.
With him and that was.
Yeah. So this at least will probably be. I'll probably pick this up on Free Comic Book Day.
I mean, it'll be free, so why not, right?
Yeah.
Zatanna, the Jewel of Gravesend. So this is one of these young adult graphic novels.
Yeah, that's what it seems like.
Yeah. Then we have a Black Adam: Rise and Fall of an Empire. This is a collection of something.
It's the Black Adam issues from 52.
Yeah.
Really? That's what it is? It's just the Black
Yeah.
Adam stories?
Yeah. Which sign me up because that was good until the whole World War III mini event.
I mean, I would still recommend people just read 52, but
I would as well. There's a few Black Adam trades here because, you know, there's a Black Adam movie coming.
well, obviously, yeah. There's no denying why they're doing this. Black Adam, the Dark Age, new edition, so they're reprinting that. And then we got Black Adam, GSA, Black Rain, so they're reprinting that, which is just a story from GSA and Hawkman.
Yep,
it's a good story.
Stuff.
Yeah. So I mean, it's obviously I get why they're promoting Black Adam's specific stuff, but it's there's a couple of things here that like, yeah, I mean these are cool, but like I'd recommend just reading the whole thing rather than just that specific little snippet.
Yeah,
but,
if it gets someone into a comic shop, right?
Yeah.
Like, you know, it's good to have on hand. Just like, here, you like the movie? Here's this. Oh, you know.
Yeah. So the Batman '89 trade is there. Detective Comics Volume 2 Fear State is there. So I guess they started Volume 1 again when Tamaki's run took over.
Yeah. I think DC have been doing that for a while with their numberings, where they kind of, for the trades, they tend to restart the numbering with.
Not with all of
teams.
them, because I'm pretty sure I saw from later in the Solicits, I saw it on Twitter, like the next volume of Flash is like Volume 16, and it's the Return of Wally West. So they haven't renumbered that one.
Okay, that's a strange choice. I know they've been doing it with a lot. So they did it with Batgirl. I know that. I know they did it with Batman recently, like when that jumped over.
Yeah, I'm just saying, there's at least one example that I saw that is they're letting the numbers go wild for whatever reason.
No consistency.
The Sandman Universe Nightmare Country issue 2. This is Tynan again.
Yeah.
Just to remind
Looks
you
like
what
Christian
this is.
Ward's the guest artist this time, which is exciting for me. Big fan.
Sure. So it's got a nice cover. Can't deny the face coming out of the closet. Good stuff. Fables 151.
Yes, picking up exactly where it left off. God knows how
That's
many years
right.
ago at this point.
And if I remember correctly, 150 was like a full graphic novel, right? When they finished it originally.
It might well have been that long, yeah.
I feel like that was the thing was like, you know, the last issue was actually just a full trade on its own. But yeah, so if you're a Fables fan, I'm sure you're pumped for more Fables.
It's back for at least 12 issues, judging by this story is part 1 of 12. But it's not a mini. It's straight up just continuing. So, but we'll see if it continues after that.
I mean, it could just be the 12 issues, and then maybe he could take another few years off and come back when he's got another 12 issue story in him. You know,
depends how it sells, I suppose.
It's basically it's becoming the Curb Your Enthusiasm model. There's another season when Larry David's thought of another batch of stories to tell.
Who is this lady with the bear?
What?
So I was clicking through the other covers, and there's a lady with an arrow, or the bow and arrow, and a bear. Is she the bear?
Well, it's the same lady as the front cover, who it's got a bit of an Indiana Jones hat almost thing going.
A little.
Yeah, there's a bit of an adventure vibe to her.
Yeah, it's a bit Robin Hood-esque as well, right? With the cause in green.
Yeah, well, I was going to say it was like Indiana Jones and Green Arrow had a girl that was ginger. And in a lot of ways, this is Matt's perfect woman. Not actually, now that I'm really thinking about it. All right, so out of the rest of the singles then, Action Comics 1043. Not much to say really. Obviously the ongoing books are straightforward enough.
Yeah,
we can oogle at some covers perhaps. That second cover with him over the earth is pretty. Aquaman issue 4, that's still ongoing. Batgirls issue 6.
Yeah. I missed last week. Are we all out on Batgirls?
It's definitely not.
I'm still reading for now.
Okay. And I'm curious to hear your thoughts.
Yeah.
I like that second cover with Cass on the bus. That's a really nice cover, actually.
Yeah. Just before we move on, Matt was right. Chuck Brown, who was on the whichever issue had
Black Manta.
Yeah, is on the Aquaman book as well.
Okay.
So those two books are fused.
Yeah.
Okay. Batman Beyond New Year issue 2. This is the Kelly and Lansing Batman Beyond book. Batman Beyond the White Knight issue 3, so that's still going. Batman Killing Time issue 3. This is the 6-issue Tom King mini that, based on his recent Batman work, I'm not super excited about. But you know.
Oh yeah, that was a rough Batcat issue. For sure.
Yeah, I was pretty mixed on it as well, Matt, last week.
Yeah. It's got a Smallwood cover though, so like that's cool.
I mean, it's a very nice cover. Yeah, I mean, even the main cover's quite nice as well. I mean, they're both very pretty covers.
I mean, I'll probably be checking this out. It's King and Marquez, but I don't know. Like maybe this is a little bit more traditional Batman. So
I think that's how he was selling it. So we'll see.
Yeah,
we should be close to issue 1 by now. So
yeah.
Hopefully it turns out to be a fun book. Batman the Night issue 5. Batman Urban Legends issue 15. It's impressive that this big, 60+ page expensive book is still going 15 issues in.
Yeah, I mean, it helps though too that it seems like there's a full rotation going on where they're just putting in these stories, so it keeps it fresh.
It kind of feels like a spiritual successor to something like Legends of the Dark Knight. Except this is more of a Bat family. It doesn't have to specifically just be Batman.
It's a testament to what we were saying earlier about Batman just being a really reliable seller. Is that this I don't feel like you could do this with any other family in DCU and have it last beyond 6 issues. I don't think they'd sell enough.
Yeah, no, because it is so deep. Like it's a deep roster to pull from.
But where else are you going to put a story about Batman teaming up with Plastic Man against the Penguin and KG Beast?
That's very true. It's very true.
And that is a story that the world needs.
Batman, Superman.
That might be the Joey Esposito.
That's what I was going to say. That's very Joey Esposito. And then I looked up and there he is. Good for him.
Yeah. He's actually in a DC book. Batman, Superman, World's Finest issue 3. This is the Wade and Dan Mora book. Super excited for this.
You don't have to tell me.
Yeah, I know.
Is that Superman Blue that they're doing?
Yeah.
It does look like Superman Blue on the cover. No denying that.
Oh no! Don't look at the third cover.
Oh, I have to now. But this is
don't.
This is set in the past though, so I wonder if this is. I don't know what's going on here. Oh well, we'll find out. For those of you that are not looking at these, the Batman Who Laughs appears to be on that cover, but we'll see what that means. It may not mean anything. Sometimes covers just have shit on them.
True.
Next up, Catwoman issue 43. So that's still going. You got Catwoman and Harley on roller skates on the cover.
I do really like that cover.
Yeah.
I actually like all the covers for this. Some good covers.
I'm not surprised. Detective Comics 1060. Still Tamaki on this. I'm quite happy about that.
Keeping the co-writer as well, though.
Yeah, Shamas. Another name from that DC special or from
which is someone who I'm unfamiliar with, except that I have upcoming graphic novel Squire pre-ordered and have been for months since I saw it at Thor Bubble, because it was a urban fantasy magic night thing. I was like, cool, looks cool, I'll pre-order it.
Yeah. Did we establish for sure last time that it was a co-writer and not a backup writer?
There's no mention of a backup story.
Oh, that means there isn't one necessarily.
No, it says backup written by Sina Grace, backup art by Dave Lapham.
Oh, there you go.
This is a co-writer. I like Riddler's cool new facial hair.
Yeah, Riddler on the cover has got a beard.
Better than that Gimp mask from.
I actually really like the second cover. It's this the.
I thought he was going to say he realized the Gimp mask.
No,
me too. Me too.
The question mark on the bat
spray paint
logo, yeah, or on his chest, I should say.
He NWO'd him.
Yeah, basically, yeah. And obviously the Behermo cover is pretty solid.
Gorgeous as always.
Yeah. Yes. There's nothing wrong with the Gimp mask. Future State Gotham issue 13. That's still going. So cool. We got Harley Quinn issue 15. I'm sure Connor can't wait.
I try not to talk ill of people, but is it just me or is Rosmo's art just getting more out there? The lines just keep getting longer and the proportions are off.
What a critique of an artist. The lines just keep getting longer.
Look at her cape. Look at Batwoman's cape. Her mask. It's just it used to start as oh, this is just a style. It's over exaggerated. Now it's over exaggerated.
Joe, I think partly I hate about Rosmo's art, particularly in the way he draws the human figure, is that Batwoman there looks like she belongs in A Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yeah. And
I hate it.
I like Nightmare Before Christmas, but I agree. I don't like it.
Yeah.
There's a time for that style and there's a time for not. And like it worked in Martian Manhunter because of all the shape-shifty kind of weird stuff he could do. But here, I don't get it. And if you like it, cool. I'm not here to argue. Taste is subjective, but it's just not for me.
My feelings are well documented.
Yes.
Yes.
loves it.
I Am Batman issue 9. So there you go. Justice League versus Legion of Superheroes, Matt's upcoming favorite. From Bendis.
I kind of want to read it, but I don't want to get fooled. Like I don't. It's. I like Scott Godlewski as an artist, you know, but Bendis has burned me for the last 2 years.
Looney Tunes issue 266. We get Mad Magazine issue 26. Monkey Prince issue 4. Not much to say, but it's...
Oh, he's got his head back. That's good.
I mean, yes. Naomi season 2 issue 3. I'm hopeful for I am hopeful for this one because I did like season 1 of Naomi. Nightwing issue 92. Yeah, not much to say.
I love that Taylor is taking his time here with stuff. Like Heartless is still going on. It looks like Blockbuster and him are facing off. So
yeah, that stuff will be going like a good solid year by that point.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh yeah, and all nice covers as well. You got the Campbell covers, really nice. You got Jen Bartel cover.
There's a Bartel cover.
Yeah,
I need it.
Oh, I need that Bartel cover because they're having dinner and it's the entire family. Well, I usually say Dick's side of the family.
It's all the Batgirls with
yeah,
Dick.
and his sister.
His sister, yeah.
That's a good cover. Jen Bartel just keeps giving back.
Oh, does this mean we're getting spoiler in Cass and Nightwing at some point?
Well, good. I can still read characters that I enjoy.
I'm gonna say maybe, but probably not, because it says AAPI variant, which I don't know what that stands for, but it means it's a theme.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's for Asian American Pacific Islander.
There you go.
Yep.
So I would say it probably has absolutely no bearing on what's in the book.
Okay. Yeah, they are eating Asian food. That's the theme of the meal. So.
It's good that we just didn't assume that based off of that, though. That's good on us.
Oh yeah. I mean, I didn't. I'm just pointing that out because now you said that's what the theme is.
I learned that acronym last year for the special that they released with all of that's where Monkey Prince came from and all that. So, but
it's not an acronym I come across very often.
No.
So next up, One Star Squadron issue 6.
Gotta get caught up on that.
Rogues issue 3, which I'm really looking forward to starting that. That's the Black Label Williamson, the Rogues, the Flash Rogues story.
Yeah. What ring is Gorilla Grodd wearing? Is that just a blamed out ring?
I think so. I think it goes with the suit he's wearing.
Yeah, he's got a pinstripe suit on.
It. Yeah.
He looks very pimpin', doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. Gorilla Grodd goes Huggy Bear.
Suicide Squad issue 15.
Which is a final issue.
Yeah.
It's quite right. Not the only one we're about to run into either. Superman Son of Kal-El issue 11. So that's still going. That's
like the Rising or there.
Yeah. Notably not a final issue, just for the record. I didn't mean the next one was final. Just there's another one coming up. Swamp Thing Green Hell issue 3. Really spreading those out, but issue 1 was great. So I will read. I will love. Thank you.
I mentioned Animal Woman here.
So I'm wondering if that's Maxine.
I'm betting it is, but I mean.
Well, I mean, how far in the future are we? Because remember, it was.
That's Old Man Constantine, isn't it? So.
Yeah, we're pretty far in the future.
Oh, that's true.
So even if it is Maxine, I expect her to be quite old at this point. Not just an adult, but like in her later years.
Right. No, that makes sense. Connor pointed out Old Man Constantine, which that book came out a minute ago and was a piece.
Yeah, I think it's probably 30 or 40 years ahead of current time.
That's fair.
Again, really just a rough guess, but yeah.
And that's assuming Constantine's not using some magic or something to keep alive.
That is true.
One, and she has ties to the red, right? So she could always, a little bit different.
Oh, yeah. Task Force Z issue 8. So.
Bane finally got his chair, and it doesn't fit.
That's a pretty funny cover. I'll give you that. I actually kind of like the other cover as well. The Red Hood mask on the floor. With Red Hood sort of standing there in silhouette.
I still can't get over how DC's made me want to read Jason Todd. I can't, I like this book a whole lot, right? And just like I look at that, I used to look at a Red Hood image and cringe, and now I look at it and go, oh wow, like something I look forward to. It's just weird.
Teen Titans Academy issue 15. And this is the other final issue. So, I mean, obviously these books that are final issues are not ones we are reading because we didn't like them. So no.
If anything, I'm selfishly a little bit glad because it means that maybe we'll get a Teen Titans book I do care about.
Yeah.
Or, I mean, Suicide Squad, I can, take it or leave it. If they give me a good one, sure, I'll read it. But I'm not like, oh, I need one. But I would really like a nice Titans book.
It's been a while since we've read a Titans book that we liked, right?
And there's also that. I think the other side of that, there was a little bit of worries, like, well, what are they going to put these writers on now? If they do, they may not, but they might put these writers on something else.
I would say they're definitely putting. No, actually, no, these aren't on any of those books, are they?
No. Sheridan was doing something with Shazam, right? In Academy.
Yeah,
so hopefully that frees up
the Shazam mini that was tying in.
Yeah, but that's done now, I think. Right?
No, I know, but hopefully that frees up Shazam, and he doesn't just get a Shazam book.
Well, we know we've got the Shazam Mary Marvel book coming later in the year by Shayna.
Shayna confirmed that it's still happening. He just got moved for whatever reason, but he said that it should come out seamlessly once it's out. He's working really hard.
Yeah, because he was working for it for when it was originally scheduled, and then they moved it after it was announced because they wanted to be closer, I think, to. I don't know if they wanted to be near the Black Adam movie or if they wanted to be near to the next Shazam movie.
Yeah, because Shazam 2 is maybe like the end of the year or something, right?
Yeah, so it moved. He assured that it's still happening. And then someone said, he says, if someone asks, where's Billy, I'm going to draw him dying in the worst way possible. So then Mitch Gerrits went, where's Billy? Their friendship is one of my favorite things on Twitter. It's entirely too wholesome. And he referred to Shaner as Dr. Shaner. I forget what the thing was. It says name a doctor more iconic than so-and-so. And he said Dr. Shaner. And I think
it was a doctor you trust more than
someone.
There you go. I don't remember what the fictional doctor was, but yeah.
Yeah. And so, so that hopefully we start Shazam. I missed Shazam. As wonky as that John's one ended up, it's, much like Green Lantern, I miss that section.
The Flash 782, Jeremy Adams still in the book, and they're doing Rogue stuff, which is cool. So, we'll see. We'll see what we do with that. Nesis in the Lake issue 9, obviously we're super pumped for that to come back.
Yeah.
That's a really sad, depressing looking cover.
God, I hope that's not blood.
It looks like blood. It's definitely blood, but
I hope it's a plumbing problem.
Also, this poor bastard in the towel. He has that look in his face. Is like, I messed up, guys. I'm sorry. That's
the. I tried to flush something I shouldn't
have. Swamp Thing issue 13. Ram V continuing to get us to number 16, of course. So that's cool.
That's a hell of a variant as well.
Oh yeah, that. From Anand RK.
No, I think that's the EM Gist one.
That's the EM Gist one, okay.
Yeah.
That is very nice, though. Regardless. Wonder Woman 787. So, this is kind of it coming out of Trial of the Amazon. So May's when the book finally becomes free again.
Yeah, and it seems like this is when we're starting to dive into the stuff from that annual with the guy that used to live on Themyscira.
And I'm glad, actually, because I like that annual. I like what that set up. So, even if I end up skipping Trial of the Amazons, I think, May will be a good jumping back on.
I'm also, cautiously optimistic about that in the sense that even if Trial of the Amazons is not for us, let's be generous and say it that way, this feels like, no, this is still playing off of things that we set up that we have read that's from before, so we should be okay to jump back in.
And even, I won't mention anything in it, but like even this issue of Wonder Woman that we're going to talk about today, which is the last issue before the Trial of the Amazon stuff starts, it did kind of feel like even something someone says at the end is like, she can go off on her trip, but we'll prepare for her return. I almost feel like you could jump off this right now and just come back.
If you would like.
Yeah. So
I wish more writers did that. And that's not to say I'm advocating for events that I don't want to read, because clearly I want to read good events and crossovers. But working in this mechanism for your story where, hey, if you're not going to read all these other books because maybe you only read Wonder Woman, which I'm sure that's the tentpole book out of the Wonder Woman family. I'm sure there are a lot of people who only do that. Suddenly, you've got a lot more books to pick up, and maybe that doesn't fit your budget.
Yeah. No, it makes sense,
Nice.
and especially I think in this case where the crossover isn't all being spearheaded by the Wonder Woman team themselves, so I think they, in some level, also feel like, well, this is a bit of a tangent to our run, so we're going to treat it. I mean, not disrespect the crossover, but we're going to treat it like no. Some people will leave and come back, and just continue with our run. So we kind of have to treat it as a bit of a diversion for a little bit. Which works in the sense that, if you are just reading Wonder Woman, it should be relatively seamless. I'm sure, I mean, she's going to reference that stuff's went down, I'm sure. Like, it's not going to just ignore it, but...
Editor's notes should have you covered, though.
Yeah, so...
Or just look up Wikipedia.
So I'll say right here, the one thing that kind of bothers me about this is that there's 3 artists for a single issue.
Sure.
So, and as much as, Lupacchino is one of my favorites.
Well, isn't one of these for the backup, presumably?
Again, there's no mention of a backup.
But it could
is
be,
oversized, but
yeah, it's 40 pages.
Well, they've all had backups recently. I mean, Wonder Woman's had backups for ages, so I'm assuming there is one.
Yeah.
It's got an extra writer with Jordie Bellaire, so it doesn't mention that she's doing a backup.
But Bellaire was doing the young Diana stuff that I skipped.
Was she?
Yeah, with the kangaroo.
Yeah, I remember that. So I just don't remember that being Bellaire.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, Lupacchino, though, hopefully Lupacchino gets the lion's share of the art, because that'd be nice.
Yeah.
Wonder Woman Evolution issue 7. This is the Stephanie Phillips book. So that's going. World of Krypton issue 6, which does have a very nice cover. I mean, obviously I didn't like that first issue.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, Supergirl holding baby Kal-El, presumably there. Very, very nice cover. So
controversial, but I really don't like that cover.
Really?
I don't like the weird layering effect. Like, there's
you
like
with the fire.
There's a depth of field effect, but it feels really jarring and just like it feels like I can feel the layers in Photoshop being just stuck on top of each other. It doesn't feel.
I hate you for bringing that up because I love the cover, and I'll just focus on Kara and Cal, so then I don't notice that.
I can just see the outline around them where they've just been pasted on top of a background image. That's like how it looks to me.
Okay.
Sorry.
So there you go. That is the single issues. They're reprinting the 52 Omnibus. So as I said earlier, read 52.
You need to give someone a head injury? Hit him with this.
Yeah, so you can also murder someone with it if you really want to. Absolute Swamp Thing by Len Wein and Bernie Wrighton. Or Wrightson, sorry.
Pretty kill someone with that as well. Absolute Things are monsters.
Oh yeah. The episodes are huge. I do prefer the size in terms of like height of an omnibus versus an absolute, though. I think absolutes are maybe a bit too sizable.
More unwieldy to read, but oh my god, they are gorgeous in terms of just the actual like the art on them.
The larger pages.
Yeah, it pops. I don't have any. I don't actually have any absolutes, but I've got a couple of the Dark Horse Library editions, which are the same size, and they're just once you get set up with them, they're an absolute joy to read because the art just looks phenomenal.
Batman Adventure Continues Season 2 trade. Makes sense. They're doing a Batman Court of Owls trade with a mask.
They've done it before. They're just reselling it.
Batman and Deluxe Edition Book 6. So this is actually the Volume 6 of the Rebirth Deluxes. So they're finally doing the last part of Tom King's run in Deluxe. So if you've been waiting for it, if you've had Volumes 1 through 5, and you've been waiting for that last part to come out in the Deluxe hardcover, you're finally getting
sorry.
Admittedly, yeah, it's not the best. And notably, it's a little bit bigger because this is the final volume of his run. So I think they made it a little bit bigger just so they could get to the end because it's like almost 500 pages.
Yeah, they're typically 4 trades, though, aren't they?
No, typically
2 trades.
Just 2, yeah. They're mostly just about 300 pages, 350. So this is notably about 50% extra at least. And I think that's just because it wouldn't fit neatly into like another, Deluxe of the same size. So, but that wraps it up. So at least people can be completionist. Although, I don't know, they're guilty of this many a times. But like the photos I saw of the spines of these like upset me.
They changed them halfway through.
The first 4, I think, are like
the white with the blue dress.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got a couple of those.
And then the 5th one's like the black background instead. It's a black spine.
Why do they do
you can
that?
actually see them on my camera. Just these there. That's some Rebirth Deluxe ones, earlier ones.
So yes, they changed the trade dress, which is upsetting for a multitude of reasons. They're doing another Gil Simone Birds of Prey collection. This is, I think, the second one of her run, maybe third. I don't know. They're not numbered, so I can't tell.
I need to pick these up. Like, figure out how much I like this.
Yeah, that's good stuff. This is Checkmate trade. The second Green Lantern trade from the current run coming out. Justice League Dark, the Ram V backups and all that all been collected.
Yep, I'll have to get that.
I'll be grabbing that.
Yeah, the Great Wickedness.
Justice League Infinity, which obviously was a miniseries that was coming out, as was Justice League Last Ride. That's getting collected. So all done. Nightwing Fear State, which is obviously the Nightwing issues that tied into Fear State, along with the Nightwing Annual.
And a Nightwing Batgirl story from Urban Legends.
Yes. So this is kind of a weird collection in that it's like kind of throwing together a few other one and done things to go with the Fear State issues, because obviously the Fear State issues aren't enough for a trade on their own, but they also
don't fit neatly into the other trades.
So this, I mean, so technically speaking, like, this is not being billed as like the next volume of Taylor's run, but I would still recommend reading it with Taylor's run because there's still some character development with Dick and Babs in it.
Yeah.
So, it's just worth mentioning. We're getting a Superman Golden Age Omnibus Volume 7. It's nice that they're still going with those.
Just reading through that, it says, plus Superman becomes a super cowboy and meets a mighty caveman. The Golden Age is great.
I think what's nice about this is honestly just that it's kind of like a consistent format where they've got a reason to like remaster the old issues and digitize them eventually and all the rest of it. It just means the material's being touched up, which is nice. And is more readily available, even if the Golden Age isn't necessarily everyone's most exciting period to go and read because it's very dated in its writing style. But
it's good for historical purposes, though.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, every issue of Superman, Action, Batman, Detective, and everything else should all be available. Like all of it. Nothing should be.
In a perfect world, everything would be.
Yeah.
At the very least, everything would be digitized to a higher quality. So, but I mean, I know that's a lot to ask for with smaller characters, but that's the ideal.
We're getting there, right? One step at a time. Obviously, they're going to do the big characters first. Just makes sense. Tales with DC Dark Multiverse 2.
So I read all of these, and I don't remember part 2.
I tapped out after.
I don't think. I don't think we read all the second batch. At least I certainly didn't.
Yeah, I did.
Maybe
Matt did.
And I don't remember these, so I'm going back and looking because of some of the names.
Yeah.
Is that Alan Scott as Azrael kind of?
Yeah, and that's what I'm trying to remember. Where was that?
Wasn't this ages? I feel like this was ages ago. Why is this only coming out
now? I wonder if it got a hardcover release first, and this is a softcover.
So that was the Crisis on Infinite Earths one. That's with the Justice Society and All-Star Squadron. But we're outmatched by Surtur, Alan Scott. Maybe I didn't read that one.
Yeah, my assumption is maybe it got a hardcover release like a year ago, and this is the paperback.
Very possibly.
Did I read the Hush one? Because that's Philip Kennedy Johnson. I might have to go back and grab that just to have in the collection.
Then we got the Flash Volume 16, Wally West Returns, as I mentioned. So, cool. Matt's just been reading all that because Matt's caught up now. And that's actually the end of the Solicits. That's the last thing. There you go. The May Solicits. Yeah. I mean, to be fair, the 2 or 3 new books that they've announced for May actually all sound good in different ways. You know, Tom King Black Label book, obviously great for most of us. Jurassic League sounds like a fun, wacky extra thing. And then the Ram V Aquaman horror book, like, yes.
God, yes.
Like, all those things are.
That's easily for me the most exciting of the 3. But I don't think that really would have surprised anyone if people had to guess which one I was going to pick.
It's pretty close with the Ram V and Tom King, but I think Tom King's prestigious 12-issue books do take a bit of an edge for me right now, but obviously I'm loving Ram V as well, so it's a lot of good stuff. Jurassic League's definitely the 3rd choice for me, but I'm sure it's going to be fun. It seems like a fun time. And of course, Matt's like, no, that's number 1. Justice League Dinosaurs are always number 1.
I mean, all 3 are but that one,
Yeah.
especially because I won't believe it's actually happening until I have it in my hands.
Yeah. And then Batman Fortress is a bit more of a question mark, but hey, we'll give it a shot, see how it is.